What's going on YouTube? My name is Anti-Problematic, and today we're going to be doing a character guide on Ares. Now before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like to keep up with any future content, I'll be linking my Discord chat in the description below. Now, the reason why I wanted to do a guide on Ares is because he was the first god I've ever diamonded. And I felt like it wouldn't do him any justice by not talking about him. And I feel as though this character is a lot of fun, albeit he's not the greatest as being a guardian. He can still do an insane amount of damage just by himself, just for being and building like a support. Now let's go ahead and get into his passive and abilities. So for Ares' first ability, we have Shackles. Ares will shoot out a chain, which will cripple and slow them by 15%, and will also give Ares a speed buff by 15%. He can also fire 2 extra chains for free as long as he hits the chain beforehand, and the slow and the speed buff will stack. As you can see, I can shoot 1 chain out, it does damage, and I can shoot a second one out, and a third one. Okay? It actually gives Ares quite a bit of movement speed, and it does do a decent amount of damage. So this is going to be your go-to for trying to slow down and catch enemies. Now for Ares' second ability is actually a buff known as Bolster Defenses. He will actually give protections and CC reductions for 8 seconds. And also, the more people you have chained, you actually gain extra protections. And for each person chained, it's 7, so you'll actually get an extra 21 protections per shackle. As you can see, you can tell if you're getting the buff if you look below you. You can see the little circle below an allied god. And this does last for 8 seconds. And let's go ahead and move on to the next ability. Up next we have Searing Flesh. Flames pour forth from Ares' shield, engulfing enemies in a cone in front of him, causing damage every 0.5 seconds for 4 seconds. During the duration, he's also immune to knockbacks. This actually does do health damage as well. 3% max rank on gods, and then 5% on minions. As you can see, it actually does quite a bit of damage. This is actually going to be his go-to move for his clear. Up next, we have his ultimate ability, No Escape. Ares throws chains out to all enemy gods in an area around him, and then after 2.5 seconds, Ares will pull them back. They will take damage and are stunned. So you see, it's a fairly big cone. So once you ult, if you CC immune, you can drag them backwards or forwards, and they'll come to your target location. You can use beads to get out of this ult, however, you will not escape the damage that it does, and it does 500 damage at max rank. So, this could be a really good setup tool, or a tool to use just to confirm a kill. However, for obvious reasons, I would not use your ultimate to confirm a kill unless you know, you're that thirsty and want that person dead. Finally, we have Ares' passive, Blessed Presence. Kind of a weird name for a god like this, but hey. So for each aura item that Ares builds, he'll actually gain an additional 30 magical power. Like I said before, this character is benefited from building aura items, or items that can help his team, by giving him extra power. This character is probably one of the hardest hitting guardians in the game, just because of the fact that he can build really tanky and still get a crazy amount of damage. So for Ares' best items, he has several. 1, Mystical Mail. Ares does a lot of tick damage, and then the added tick damage from Mystical Mail helps a lot. On top of the fact that his own abilities will do more damage because this is an aura item. So you build this item if you're looking to deal just a little bit more damage. Also, Sovereignty. Like I said, it's an aura item, so he'll gain extra power, and you'll actually make your team tankier. Gauntlet of Thieves is a must on him as well. Even though it doesn't give an aura right away, once it evolves, it will give an aura. Also, Voidstone. Voidstone is really strong on him, again, for the same reason. He actually gets the most benefit out of Voidstone too, because this gives power on top of the fact that it gives an aura, so he'll actually get 70 power just from Voidstone alone. Another great item on him, just as far as 2 damage items goes, 1 would be Pythagorean's Peace. I have no idea if I said that right, but hey, we're just going to roll with it. This will actually give him lifesteal. It will give everybody else lifesteal because of the aura effect, and he'll actually get 70 power from this item simply because it is an aura card. And on top of the fact that it also gives magical penetration as well and 200 health, there's really no wrong with building this item. Another item to build for damage would also be Spear of the Magus. Even though it is not an aura item, since the change on it, subsequent hits with the same ability will deal more damage and stacks up to 6 times. And all of his abilities, save his ult, both his first and his third ability, will do extra damage the more it hits. So this item on him alone will make it very frustrating to deal with him. Finally, another good item to have on him would be, let me go ahead and find it for you. Would actually be Predwin. I know I was scrolled over the stat from Mirrodin, but Predwin is actually a really good item on him simply because for the cooldowns, it gives him physical protections and magic protections. And after he's done casting his ult, he won't get instantly nuked because you will take some damage taking ulting. So getting the health shield after you're done ulting is very, very useful. Now for Ares' game plan, it's actually very simple. All you want to do is pop your second ability, run at them, hit your chain all 3 times, and then hit them with your third ability. And that's it. Let me go ahead and show you how that works. This ability, and that's it. And then ult when you're going into team fights. That's all you gotta worry about. Now, there is something that you need to learn how to do with this character, and that's auto-canceling. So, since you can auto-attack between your chains, you want to auto-attack once after every chain. So let me go ahead and show you how that works. So you chain, pop 1, chain, attack, 3. That will actually give you the most time to make sure they don't use their runaway move, since you're spacing out how many times you're throwing your chains instead of just throwing them all at once trying to kill. And it will actually increase the amount of DPS you do over time. Now, as far as his laning phase goes, it's actually very simple. Since most of the time you are going to be running him in the Guardian or the support role, always get your Guardian's Blessing. You can either go straight into Boots or you can go into Tier 1 for Gauntlet of Thebes. And then you want to get your third ability first. This will do the most damage. This will help your carry clear. And you could actually put a lot of pressure just with this ability alone. Afterwards, you want to get once you hit level 2, you want to get your first ability next, and then finally you want to get your third ability or your second ability. Sorry. Now, what you do afterwards is completely up to you. You can upgrade your shackles or you can upgrade your third ability. I personally like leveling up his third ability first, just because of the health damage it can do. So this is as you can tell, this is actually a very aggressive support. So you want to get out and deal out as much damage as possible. So leveling up your third ability is a must. Overall, Ares can be a very oppressive god. The amount of damage he can pump out just by himself can be daunting, and a lot of people will not want to deal with it. Plus, this character gets a lot of damage for building tanky. Not a lot of gods can say that. So if you're looking for more of an aggressive playstyle and you're looking for your first support to try and play, if you're not trying to play a top tier like Demoja, Ares is definitely a good start. Now, if you have any other questions or concerns, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to keep up with any future content, I'll be linking my Discord chat in the description below. Without further ado, have a nice day and stay safe.